Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. This is the 22nd stream we've got going here, and today we're going to finish up our Gundam RX 785, the G5, which is a side story Gundam from the original series that first appeared in a PlayStation 2 video game and then later ended up in the series properly as like we need more Gundams. And then they were like, well, let's make this one. So I'm going to jump into chat. Going to throw out the Bear Cave. If you're a subscriber, throw out the Bear Cave emote. New emotes coming soon. I've got plans to introduce a couple new emotes. One for the regular $5 subscribers and then one exclusively for $10 subscribers. Until the 18th of October, you can subscribe for half off for your first month for new subscribers. So that's something you like to do. You got till the 18th to save a little money. Of course, under no obligation to subscribe. Hello and welcome, friends. Thank you for joining. You can see a little peek, just a little top of our Gundam. We're going to go to the wide shot in a moment. Take a look at this. Thanks all subscribers for throwing in that emote there. Yeah, so that's the thing. Subscriptions will help, as always. We're at 23 right now. On the road to 30. At 30, we do another raffle. Not raffle. I say raffle all the time. Drawing, lottery. And one of the subscribers will win the Ecto 1. Hygarian's in the chat. Hygarian won the Shining Gundam, which I mailed out and then came back and I got yesterday. So I've got to remail that. I'm going to figure it out. Let's go to the main thing here. We'll take a look at this. This is the last day of this build. We're mostly done. The piece that holds the crown fell off, so I got to find that. Put that back on. It's missing its signature headgear. But this is a good kit. Very, very much enjoy this kit. We got a lot of good stuff's going with it. Yeah, the post office is silly, Garen. You're right. It's got a cool machine gun, rifle. Not machine gun. It's got a rifle. It's got a real machine gun that we're going to build. It's got this shield. It's got room for its. You could pop off this here. Pop this gun out like that. And then put in the beam katana, beam weapon, whatever you want to call it, beam sword, whatever. So that goes there. And then that also can pop off and be stored on the backpack. We're going to add some stuff to this backpack. We're going to add what looks like pontoons style things. I don't know what they're called. There's some stuff that's going to be added to that. And then our big machine gun and bullets will be added to that as well. So we'll throw that in the safekeeping. We will throw the gun over here as well. Yeah, it was the post office, not the pot office. But I mean, man, the pot office, Hygarian, that's a crazy place. So thanks everybody for joining me tonight for some streams. Oh, one more thing before we start building and finishing off the pontoons and the extra pieces that go here on the shoulders. And the gun. Those are the last three things we have to build. I want to show off again for those that may have missed the last stream. One of the things about this shield that I think is really cool. Oh, that piece fell off there. Of course it did. We'll put part of its hand back together. All right, so we're going to put our Gundam aside for just 1 second so I can show off one of the cool things about this kit. So I'll show you there. So this is the shield. This is the shield as you would see it on the arm. There's an extender that comes down here. For the hand to hold, and it's attached to the arm, and that's that. But if you pull this pop here, you can pop off, and just do it carefully. You can pop this off, slide it down, and then boom, blast shield. Way bigger. You can see through it. This is more akin to a style like I said, a blast shield, or like a shield that you would see military employ, where they can kind of see what's going on, but they're protecting their whole body. That's just very cool. I think that's an awesome little trick to this kit that it has that functionality. And I was really psyched about that. I was very tired on Thursday when I figured out it could do that. So I wanted to show it off again on the stream. So put that aside, and we're going to get to building. Thanks, everybody, for joining me on this Saturday evening. As mentioned, subscribe. We did a mailbag, shot a mailbag video yesterday, put it up today for people that aren't following the Patreon. Patreon gets videos before everybody else. That's a new thing that I have, which is the Patreon. But yeah, I put a video up of Mailbag. The next kit that we're working on tonight, the Starfighter, is from an anonymous subscriber. And then the kit after that will be what I mentioned on that. So you can check my youtube.com/PatBaer for info about that. Watch that Mailbag, and you can find out what kit is on deck. Not what we will today, but the next one. And it's kind of cool that my next 2 builds will be from my Mailbag. I'll put links in the YouTube description and then also in the chat a little later what my Amazon wishlist page looks like, if that's something you're interested in, how to get to there. So, all right, so we're building some extra shoulder pieces right now. I'm not exactly sure what they're for, but we're building them. So A19, A20. We need A and we need E. Oh, A and E. Cool. We haven't pulled a lot off the E. That's kind of like the last pieces that we need. It'll be some for our machine gun, lots of from that. And then also some of these extra shoulder pieces we'll be building off of E. So E12 is our first one. Chat, let me know if you're building anything tonight. As always, I love hearing it. Send me tweets if you're not working on something right at the moment, but if you've been building, painting, any kind of cool shit like that, always let me know. I always want to see it. Always retweet, of course, but I want to see what you're working on. And yeah, if you're doing any painting tonight, if you're doing any building on your own, if you're working on a puzzle, whatever, that stuff's fun. I like seeing that. Yeah, let me know if you're doing anything in the old chat or if there's anything on your mind. I got a couple things I could talk about tonight, but always like to hear from y'all about stuff. All right, this we need A19 and A20 and A30. Oh, lots of A's. I'm going to save the A for a second. I need a C and M. Okay, so let's get C. We're almost done with C. These are the last 2 pieces on C. We're about to come out for these shoulder extensions. C20 is what I need. That. We're gonna big Lego build. Oh, that's a bummer, Hygarian. You're not working on it. Hopefully you'll get it and you can start that big build. SD, Death Scythe, or Shinju. I mean, if it's up to me, I vote Death Scythe. I mean, I just think the Death Scythe is a beauty. It's my first favorite Gundam. It still probably is my favorite Gundam. I think there's a lot of great Gundam out there, obviously, but I think it's my favorite model. I think the Death Scythe original is great. I think the Hell is cool. I think the custom is cool. I think every version of it is rad. And Duo is one of my favorite Gundam characters, so it makes sense that I would be so into his Gundam. So I'm always going to vote Death Scythe. In fact, like I said, eventually we'll build another Death Scythe. We've done one, and we will not miss out on building another in the future. All right, so I need A19 and A20. Let's pull those up. Yeah, I'm glad you're going to do some building. I obviously encourage everyone, if they've got the means and the time, to get out there and do a little kit building. I love it. So I'm psyched that other people are going to start doing it. What was I going to say? I was going to say something kind of important. Let me go over to Twitter. I tweeted out. Okay, great. That's good. Weird love of the Titans MK2. Okay, I hear you. That's a good looking kit. I mean, I love a good Zaku, Zakus are a fun kit. Wouldn't mind building a Zaku at some point. Start going Gundam series, but going off book Gundam. Pick up a couple other things. I wouldn't mind doing that. Just haven't. I honestly just haven't done it yet. But sooner or later, I think I will get into that. Okay, so let's figure this out here. As always with all of our builds, the first time I do one of these, I'm always taking my time with it, and then when we swap over and do it again, it feels a lot better. So we'll do this. This goes like this. Okay. Just trying to make sure I'm doing this properly. I don't want to screw this up because I don't want to have to do this over and over again. So I'm trying to be cautious as I put this kit together here. What we got here? Oh, thank you for the subscribing, USide. USid. Thank you so much for subscribing using your Twitch Prime. Yes, if you have a Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime and you hook it up with your Twitch Prime and you can use your token to support streamers, and it's just like if you were giving me money, but you also don't see ads on Twitch, so it's totally worth it. Thank you so much. Welcome. We're now at 24 subscribers. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna do this, do that. This is how this goes. That's awesome. Thank you so much. To genuinely really appreciate all the support I've been getting. I've only been doing this for a couple of months. Like I said, this is the 22nd one stream. The very beginning, I wasn't doing it every day, or I wasn't doing it twice a week. So it's gonna take me a little while to get a lot of episodes in, but I've been loving doing it. And I'll talk about my Patreon, a lot probably since it's new. So people might not have heard that I am on Patreon, but I am. And I don't understand. Did I do this wrong? Hold on. Hold up. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, it just lives in there like that? That's weird. Okay. We're moving on to a next part of this. Because that doesn't make sense, but whatever. All right, we got to put more A's on there. Great. Yeah, so I got a Patreon, which is I'm pretty psyched about. I've been meaning to set that up as just another way for people to be able to support if they don't like watching Twitch, but they like watching the YouTube streams. People can give like $1, and for $5, you get all the YouTube videos, the archives of these, and any new content I put up, and any comedy videos that I make, anything like that. Everything except like I don't a day early, and I don't put up promos for. I put the promos for League of Heels up at the same time for everyone. It didn't make sense to put that up a day early because they're just promos for the comedy shows. So I'm not doing that a day early, but everything else. I'm doing a day early on YouTube, and then the Patreon backers get that. And then our $15 club, $10. What am I saying? 15. Fuck that. $10 backers on Patreon. When I start buying kits, I have 2 kits right now, so I'm not in a rush to get more kits. But when I am getting more kits, I will start asking on my Patreon for people to vote, and I'll put up a couple of things that I'm looking at to buy, and they will be able to vote on what they think I should get next, just as a thank you to them for supporting me. So those are other ways. Obviously, none of it is necessary. The only thing I'll ask is, if you're watching this and you haven't hit follow yet, give me a follow. I'm at 221 followers, which is fucking rad as hell. I'm not trying to take away any of that. I think that's awesome. I'm so psyched about that. But I would love to have more followers so that people know when my streams are. And, if it isn't Zakio very interesting by Moon people, they said cool blue and black color job. Yes. That's very true. The last thing I'll say about Patreon until I put the link up later, because of course I will, is that if I hit my first goal, which is $150 a month, I am at 35, something like that, 36, 34, something like that. When I hit 150 a month, I'll be adding a 3rd weekly stream. That's right, I'll go up to 3 streams a week. So I'll be doing Tuesday afternoons. Right now, I think it'll be 3 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern, because immediately after that, I would have to go to work, so I can't do anything later than that. So 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. I haven't quite figured it out, but it'll be a Tuesday afternoon stream. That will be once I hit $150 on my Patreon, because if I'm making that kind of money a month, I can justify the amount extra kits I'm going to need, because I want to do a third stream a week, but I can't really justify it because it's expensive. These kits aren't cheap, even with the help of wonderful backers who are purchasing things, which is rad as hell. I still like, yeah, so that's the goal. Hit under $50 a month that I know I'm going to get every month. I can do a third stream a week. That's just a thing. I don't know. It's not necessary. You don't have to do anything. I would love a follow. That's the biggest one. Obviously, if you can subscribe, that's rad as hell. And I would really appreciate it. But, you don't even have to do that. You can just hang out and watch my streams. Maybe once in a while, tweet out that you think this is cool. All right, so we finished this one shoulder piece. I'm going to do the other one now. Which is just going to be exactly the same like I just did. So should be pretty good. We just finished up page C by cutting this out. We're going to finish this up. We're getting close to the end here. I'll tell y'all about what I watched. So I still am not caught up in Food Wars. I just didn't have it. Wasn't interested in watching that episode. I think the first one just didn't hit me hard enough. So I just was like not really ready to watch the second episode. I will, but yeah, it just didn't strike me. But what I did watch was a fuck ton of Hellsing, because I wanted, like, it's October. There's Halloween here in America, of course. And I was interested in watching like a spooky show. So I watched a lot of Hellsing Ultimate, which is, I haven't watched it in a long time. Been a couple years. Very good. Obviously very gory. And also, I'll say this. If you tell me about a horror thing where Nazis get fucking killed and ripped apart, and religious zealots who are dressed like they're in the KKK get fucking ripped apart, I'm into it. It was a good time. You know what? This was a good time to watch some Hellsing Ultimate. I had a grand old time watching a lot of that yesterday, and then a little bit of it today. Highly recommended if you're looking for something with monsters, and like there's a wolf man, there's some vampires. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it. But yeah, I was definitely in the mood for some monsters getting ripped up by other monsters. So that was a cool. That was a cool little way to spend my time off yesterday. Mr. Bob throwing in the bear cave. I appreciate that. Like I said, yeah, I have to reach out to Alexandra, who did my first bear cave emote. I would like to get 2 more done. Another one for $5 subscribers, and then something for my $10. Something unique for the 2 of them, just so they have something nobody else does. All right, so I got to put more gold back on this, which is easy. 17 and 18. It's pretty straightforward. No frills with this kit right now. Just building these shoulder pieces. I'm excited about our next kit, and working on this X-Wing. We did the boosted X-Wing not too long ago, and apparently this kit, just that boosted had some extra pieces, the chrome-looking pieces that I hated, that were too tiny and stupid for what is basically a high-grade kit. This does not have those pieces, so I'm very excited about that, because those pieces sucked. All right, so we're going to do this here, and this here. All right, some gold, and we've got a couple more little gold-looking pieces, and then this piece here, and then we're going to finish up this sheet in just a moment, except for these 2 red pieces. I don't know where they go. We'll find out. Yeah, so I would recommend what I was going back to earlier. Hellsing Ultimate was a good watch. It's got that weird thing. Hellsing has this weird thing where, like, it's really beautiful, like crazy, huge animation, and then like there's like comedy in quotes. There's like weird times, and the animation is like very different for that weird times, and I kind of like it. I don't love it, but I kind of like it. All right, so where'd that go? So this is, I don't know, it's weird. That was like 14 or 15. That was 15. Okay, so this is 13. I don't know, but overall, I recommend Hellsing Ultimate. I thought that was a cool thing because I'm not huge on horror stuff. It's not really my jam, but I do like a good monster thing. So I think for Halloween, I'm going to do a rewatch of my interviews with Monster Girls, which I've talked a ton of on any social media, which was one of my favorite shows of this year. Part of my coming back to watching lots of anime was seeing that show and just loving it. It's so good and so positive and so like funny and cool. The 13th episode isn't good, but the first 12 are great. And the 13th is good up until the end. The very end of it isn't good. Zorbs, thank you. Thank you very much for resubbing. Yes, we're at 25 subscribers. Yeah, if you subbed early on in this, you have to, if you have a Twitch thing, you have to automatically redo it, which is why I knew that my numbers were dropping. So we're at 25 right now, which is rad as hell. Thank you, Zorbs. I believe, Zorbs, that above me, you can click on a thing that says that you subscribed 2 months and share that, and then it'll pop up. It might do that after 2 months. It might not do that immediately. But I think there's something like that. So you can let me know that you subscribed a couple times in that. I don't remember. But Zorbs, thank you so much for resubscribing. Yes, we're at 25 subscribers, which, considering how long I've been doing this, is awesome. That's really cool. All right, so we finished these shoulder pieces. We're gonna put those aside. This sheet is almost done. We're gonna work on these little, I call them pontoons because I don't know what to call them, but we're almost done with all parts of our kit here. So move on from that. But yeah, I'm gonna do a rewatch of one of my favorite shows that involves monsters, which is my interviews with Monster Girls, aka the show about the Demi-Chans. It's a wisecracking vampire girl with lots of energy, who's one of our main characters, and a character that is a race of ice people, ice women, who's just trying to figure out how to manifest their powers, and Dullahan, which is a term for, I didn't know this. So here's the thing. I didn't know that there was a term for the headless horse person, commonly known headless horseman, but anyone that's headless is a Dullahan, and it's like Irish, and I did not know that, and that fucking rules. And also, the Dullahan in this show is my favorite character in the whole show, because she's just the sweetest and trying to figure stuff out, and the show deals with the practical problems and issues with dealing with a headless person, and it's, I think, the best part of the show is just her like dealing with it and trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, but I wholeheartedly recommend that show. I think also I talked about on Thursday, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon made the 14th episode, which is like an OVA, but they're calling it the 14th episode, that I found the sub on YouTube because it's not on Crunchyroll. I watched that, and that was good. But it did have a moment early on that was creepy and weird. There was like a love potion thing. Yeah. But overall, that episode was pretty sweet and pretty nice. And you want Miss Kobayashi to be more earnest about her feelings, but she won't, because she's just a real reserved person that doesn't know how to show emotion. The thing I do enjoy about that show is that it never takes a moment to be like, but you don't like the thing is, okay, so there's a dragon woman and she's in love with her master. She decided she wanted to be a maid and is very clear her feelings. But there's never anything about like, oh, but that's gay, which is actually kind of surprising for an anime because you think they would fucking really delve into that and feeling weird about it. But nobody feels weird about it. They more feel weird about the fact that she's a dragon than her being into a woman. Uh, Mr. Bob, does she still have a head? That's just not yet. Yes, so she's a headless horsewoman. She's a headless person in Doulahan. So Maki carries her head around, and so they deal with. There's a little tiny fun thing about like she carries a pillow in her bag, and someone says, "Hey, we should change the rules. She should be aware. She can't like the students can't bring backpacks to school. They have to have like messenger bags that they hold." And they're like, "We should make an exception because that's dangerous for a headless person." And like it's and just dealing with like she goes she can like hang out without having to have her body be near her, so she like goes out on a fake date to like practice being around without her body. And it's like, I don't know, it's a cool element in the show. They deal with the ice woman's abilities, they deal with vampirism and like what's fake and what's real. And there's like a teacher dude who's just like super into it, and then there's another teacher at the school that teaches math who is a succubus, and she's like very good at kind of like keeping her powers in check. Um, and that's just very fun and very cool. All right, so we got our like pontoon things in the back of here. I don't know what these are for. We got those there. We're gonna put on our extra shoulder pieces, and then we're gonna try to build this machine gun. So let's see here. So these things pop out, and then this. Oh, okay. So you'll have to forgive me because I haven't done this, as always. The first time I do one of these things, it's always like, wait, what? What do you want me to do? So this goes. Let me just quickly look at this. The description of this is not as solid as I would like. I dropped this here. Okay. All right. So that goes on the outside, and this goes on the inside. Okay, great. So we got these like hook pieces here, I guess, that like kind of lock this in place, and then this goes up, which it didn't want to. Okay, great. I got it. And then this goes on the outside. Okay, and that locks into place on that. And then this locks into place like that. Okay, got it. That's kind of cool. It's just like an extra shoulder mount, which I assume came later in this. I don't really know much about this kit and what it represents. Whoops. Fell right off. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh. Okay. And that goes in like that. And then that locks in like that. Okay, these are pretty cool. I'm not going to finish putting those on because they're just going to fly off. But that's cool. That's an extra little thing. All right, so we got to build. We got two things left to build. We got to build our big machine gun, and then we got to build the ammo clip. And I've been told that the ammo clip sucks and is shitty to do. So we're going to put our Gundam aside, our G5, our RX-7805 aside, and we're going to finish that. So we'll put him aside there. And we're going to get into, we're going to build the gun, then we're going to build the ammo. So let's see here. I'll put that there. Okay. So we've got I-12, I-13. This is this piece and this piece here. Great. So we've got 2 pieces that we need to do this, and we'll do that there. What is this? Is this done? F. Yes, we clipped everything out of F. F is done. Throw that aside. Great. Yeah, so Interviews with Monster Girls, I was talking a bunch about that. That's my next rewatch. I'm excited about that. Kind of want to just watch some monster shows where it's like fun. It's also nice because a lot of the shows I was watching pretty recently were like shows with one guy and several ladies and very clearly a harem show. And I'm looking forward to watching one where there's not that. There's like a dude that's kind of into one of minor. There's like romance stuff, but like very minimal. It's mostly about friendship, and so I'm kind of into that. And I'm always into that, but I'm kind of into that in particular right now, just to watch again and deal with some monster stuff. So I think that's going to be my next rewatch. And then I might, I have to try out a bunch of these new anime. There's new anime, and I haven't watched it yet. So I don't know exactly what is out there for me to check out. I did get caught up. I was saying earlier, or previous streams, that I was waiting to catch up on My Hero Academia, and I am caught up. And God fucking damn it, do I love that show. I love that show so much. Oh, so good. My Hero Academia rules, and I'm so excited that I have some friends who don't watch a lot of anime that started watching it, and I'm very happy for that. I think that's awesome. I always try to encourage, try to find a show that I think my friends would like that maybe don't, like watch Toonami stuff, like, back in the day, but don't really keep up with things. I did very well with a bunch of people obviously really like One Punch Man. One Punch Man goes over pretty well with like regular old sci-fi fans. And then there's a few other pieces that are like, you can kind of get people to be like, all right, I'll give this a shot. And then I'm trying to get a friend of mine to watch Mob Psycho because I know he'll love it. But he's one of those people that's like, well, I don't really watch anime. And it's like, okay, fine. You'll like it. Yeah, if anybody's watching anything right now on Crunchyroll or Anime Strike or Funimation, any of those that they're like, oh, you should watch this, let me know, especially the new stuff, because I'm not sure what to watch other than Food Wars, which I'm so excited about, even though I didn't really like the first episode of this new season too much. I'm still excited to watch it, and I gotta watch the second one. Yeah. I'm excited. We'll be streaming for another hour tonight, and then I'll go get some very late dinner for me. I'm very excited to watch Saturday Night Live tonight because Kumail Nanjiani is on there. And Kumail is someone that I really like. He's just a really good person, and I'm excited for him. I'm thrilled for him that he gets to host SNL. I think that's so awesome, and I'm very excited to watch that tonight. You know what, Mr. Bob? Twin Peaks is definitely fucking anime. Like, the Twin Peaks commercials for that coffee that David Lynch did, that are just like episodes of the show, kind of, but coffee commercials, like, made it very clear that it's just fucking anime, man. There's nothing to say any more than that. Like, Twin Peaks is 100% anime. And you should try to find those up. Hi, Gary, you're asking if I'm a Star Trek fan. I am. I haven't seen the new show because I just haven't checked it out. I don't have the access to do it, so I haven't done that. But I've been thinking about it. I just haven't yet. I haven't watched the new show. I probably will check it out. I love the movies. Grew up around the time to watch Next Generation. Watched a lot of Next Generation. Watched Deep Space Nine. Watched Deep Space Nine. I love. That might be my favorite. Didn't watch a lot of Voyager. Kind of was getting out of sci-fi for a little while when Voyager was coming out, but I did eventually catch all of it. It just took me a bit. Okay. So this says this slots here, like this. Great. Okay, so that makes sense. That slots in like that. And then there's only one. They got a couple more pieces on here. E19. Put that on. Yes. So Twin Peaks, man. Yeah. So here's the thing. Twin Peaks is amazing. The second season of Twin Peaks is not great, but kind of good, but not great. And then the new Twin Peaks is, I think, pretty rad. But you're doing the best of anyone could do by not watching it as it came out on TV, because a bunch of people who were unhappy with the season were watching it like week to week, and that apparently ended up being a mistake, because there were some episodes that were like building to something but not great, and just not getting where they needed to go. So some people were very disappointed in that show, which I understand, but also, like, you know, it's Lynch. He's got an idea. He's gonna go somewhere. Just kind of like, sometimes you just have to follow and go along for the ride. Is my opinion on that. But hey, I didn't watch Lost as it came out. I watched Lost like towards the end of the show. I caught up. So every bad episode that had like a month or 2 months or 3 months before the next episode didn't matter to me. I just watched the next one right away, and it was awesome. That's why I generally I have some of my shows, like some of my anime, I'll watch week to week. Especially if it's a show that a lot of my friends are talking about and watching. I want to be part of the conversation, so I'll pop in for that. But if no one I know is watching a show, if it's just me, what we got here? Oh, no, okay, that's fine. If it's just me watching a show and no one else I know is doing it, man, I will let a bunch of episodes pile up, and then I will binge watch a bunch of stuff. That's generally my MO. All right, got that. We got that. That's the end of page A. Throw that aside. Yeah, I do want to see Discovery, Star Trek Discovery. I just haven't yet. I haven't gotten to it, but I have been thinking about it, so it's on my list. Okay, so this goes. Where does this go? Oh, okay. So this goes like this. This goes like that. All right, we're building our gun here. Got to finish off here with our A page is done. We're putting this on here. We're putting this on here. This all makes a lot of sense, and it's pretty simple and straightforward to do. I have not watched today's episode of DuckTales. I am caught up except for today, so I'm now an episode behind. And I really want to watch today's because motherfucking Paul F. Tompkins is in this one, and so I very much want to see Paul F. Tompkins on DuckTales. Just the very idea makes me smile and laugh, and so I really want to check that out. We're talking about that on Thursday a bunch, about DuckTales. Great. Okay, so here's our cool Gatling gun, and we're going to finish that. Obviously, hands going there. This is a weapon that sits. It sits on the side like this. You can see. Sits on the back on this backpack thing, which is kind of cool. Or he holds it in the gun slot there. And now we're just going to, the last thing we have to build is we have to build our bullet container and our bullets, and we'll do that next. And then that's going to be the end of our kit. Very excited to start to get really close to the end of this. This was a fun kit. So this is not a Gundam I hold in any high esteem. It just looked cool, and I wanted to build something with a shield and some big weapons, and we got that. So I'm pretty excited about it. All right, so we'll build the containment here. I'm kind of stalling because I think this last step is annoying, and I don't want to. I might not even do it on stream. I probably will, but this like building of the treads is apparently pretty annoying, or the bullets is apparently not great, so we might skip it if it's looking shitty. That page is done. Boom. And then I2 and I4. We really barely used anything from I until now because obviously it was meant to be one of these last steps in the kit. 2 and I4. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't have any other real TV recommendations. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to watching SNL tonight because Kumail is a great dude, and I'm very happy for him. And I know he'll do a great job. It's got great comedy timing. I'm excited to see what they can do in the show. Great. That goes in there, and then I3 goes on the bottom, but we'll just put that loosely on because it's not done yet. So the idea is that it's where our rope of bullets is going to lock into place on this here, as if it was all wrapped up inside and then fed out of it. So we're not going to get to that just yet. We'll kind of attach it, but not, because we'll need the bullets done for that, so we can put that aside. All right, so how do we do this? We've got our plastic, this rope kind of a thing here. We've got I5 goes in to that. And then, so that goes in. And then you'll have to forgive me. I'm going to take my time on this because I'm not quite sure how this works. So I'm going to be cautious about it. I think this is just building the end of it. So that goes like that. And that goes like that. Get that. So on top. So I think what happens is like this goes like this. And then you snap it together. This is just building like the end of our So yeah, so that's kind of approximating all of the shells. Hello. It's a Snark. It's a Snark. I've never been able to say your name right. Isk Sark. I'm sorry. I've just never been able to say it right, and I apologize. You're a subscriber, and I can't say your name right, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we did that, and then that's the end of that. 6 goes in. So then what happens is you have just a couple more pieces here. So that's the end of that. And then this little piece, we've never used this sheet, and these are all just our bullets. And then the bullets just slide on to this. Or slide on like this. Not quite sure. And then Yeah, the bullets just slide on, and then you just slide a bunch of them on. So that's what's ISK. All right, we're gonna do ISK from now on. Your name is ISK, and that's great, and thank you. So I got a lot of these. I'm gonna just clip a bunch of them. I'm actually not even gonna clip. I'm gonna use my fingers to detach them all because it's actually gonna be faster to just roll them off than it would be to use my snipper clips. Hello, Party One. It's gaming's favorite Gundam man. Wow. I'll take that. I mean, we all know that's Austin Walker, but I'll take it. Oh, people have been asking me if I've been playing the new Gundam fighting game, and the answer is fuck no. That looks hard and like not what I want out of a Gundam video game. That's like not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a sim. I would love like a Gundam fighting game that was like I would love a Gundam puzzle fighter. I'll say that. That would be my jam. If you can give me a Gundam puzzle fighter, I'll play the hell out of that. But yeah, I'm not really interested in that particular game that's out. Guess it's been out in Japan for a while, but that's not my jam. I love Gundam, but okay. So now we're gonna slide a ton of these on, and then I think at some point we gotta cut it, and then you fold it over, and you fold the piece over, and that this slides on to that to like lock it in place, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. But right now I'm putting a ton of these on. I could have done this off stream, but I didn't. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna finish here. It's a secret fighting. It's a fighting game. Okay. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I'm not saying it doesn't sound super cool. I'm just saying from what little I've played of it, it's not for me. I mean, I'm also not really a fighting game guy. In my old, middle school and high school crew, I was always like, if I got one win off someone, I felt pretty good. But what ended up happening was we had like two people who were very good at fighting games, and then one person who was very good at like one or two fighting games. So we'd play like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then like my buddy Chris would win a bunch and beat everybody, and then my buddy Matt would beat him, and then Matt would beat a bunch of people, and then maybe someone would get lucky, but then they lose. And I was always just lose immediately, and that's fine because I never cared about winning at fighting games. So yeah, so they've just never really been my jam because I've never been super good at them. This looks pretty cool. We're just sliding more ammo onto this here. Gundam Breaker 3. I remember getting a fighting game, like a two-player Gundam fighting game for I want to say PlayStation 2, but maybe it was PS1 back in the day. That was fun, and I would just like make the AI fight. ISK, I wonder if that's based on Gundam Builders, the anime. Gundam Builders is like what if like Digimon but Gundams. So like there's a digital world and you're piloting a Gundam in the digital world, but you're like a little kid in the real world. It's also a lot like Rockman EXE or Mega Man EXE, which is, yeah, like I said, very similar in scope of that game. All right, so what we need to do is we're going to cut this and then fold it, and I'm going to try to find the end piece here, which doesn't seem to. So that goes. One of these end pieces goes into it, and the other end piece goes into that. All right. So basically, this end of we got all our bullets lined up, and I'm gonna be careful they don't fall out. So we got one end. This end's gonna go into this, as if to say that that's where they were coming out of, which is cool. And then the other end, we're gonna clip some of it, and then feed it into this piece, which like just kind of sits here, I guess, at the end, and then a thing clips on. All right, so we'll do that. We'll make a cut here. Make a fold. Not actually sure how to do this part because it doesn't seem to explain it too well, but I believe I'm doing this right. All right, I didn't do this right. All right, so what if we do it like this? Yes, I think that's it. Yes. Okay, so that's how that goes. And then that gets fed in. This. It's a loot game where you make very dumb robots. Okay. Bad news is the English version only came out in Malaysia. You know, that happens. So here's our kind of like Gatling, and then it goes to and like loads into here, around the Gundam, and then feeds in like that, and then goes around behind the Gundam and clips in the back. So that's our Gundam. That's our G5, the RX-7805, originally seen in a PlayStation 2 game that eventually got its own model kit. Like I said, top piece fell off here, so I got to find a little red piece that goes there that keeps our crown in place. It's got a lot of cool weapons. I think this is really cool. This is what kind of drew me to the kit, was this like fucking rad ass Gatling gun component, which I just thought was unique and cool. So that's it. That's our kit. I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to actually take the backpack off for storage purposes. I'll leave all this stuff in here. And in a moment, we'll switch over to our next thing. So, yes, I'm going to take the backpack off just so that it lays flat in the box along with everything else in this kit. That was a really fun kit. That was kind of like I was just on Amazon and saw it and thought it looked great. Didn't have any pre-info on it. I had to look up what it was, but I just thought the weapons were cool and wanted to build it. So that's it. We're done with that. Got our X-Wing here. We're going to swap up there to main there. So we got our X-Wing Starfighter. We, as you may have remembered, we did pose boosted one, which was a variant of this. This is a Bandai kit. It has no grading on it. It's 1/72 scale. So I decided that it's not really like a real grade kit. It's mostly just like a high grade kit that has like a couple small pieces. So this should be a pretty quick build. As I said, an anonymous user sent this to me. So I'm going to put some links in there. The first thing is to my wish list on Amazon. It was bought off my Amazon wish list. If you ever feel like doing that, you've got some credits on out there, and you think like, oh, you know what? I'll buy something. I've got some Amazon gift cards. Let me know, because for some reason they don't email you. They just take it off your list, and then you eventually get it. Here's my Build with Baer mailbag. Put that here in the chat. This is I just put this up yesterday, and then today for everybody. Yesterday for Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, here's that. Take a look at it. See if that's something that interests you. Of course, these will all be in the YouTube description for those of you that are not watching live. They're watching later on YouTube. But yeah, the Builder mailbag, this was from the first mailbag, and it's been sitting because I wanted to do the RX-7805 first, because I had just done, pretty recently, I had done that pose boosted. So, this is out of Japan. This kit came from Japan. It got mailed to me from Japan, which is awesome. So these kits are pretty self-explanatory. They're pretty simple. I'm just going to try to find page 1. I don't necessarily like this book. I think this book is done poorly. I don't really love it. But whatever, I can't do anything about it. So I would much rather that it's like, instead of opening up, it just page together and you can just flip them. But whatever. So when I did this first kit, so like, here's the thing. Well, let's look at this kit. What am I saying? Not that many sheets, right? Pretty easy. Comes with a stand. It's really cool. Very straightforward. Like I said, this is not going to be a super long build. It'll be a fun build, but it won't be super long. Before I get started, actually, let me do a tweet. Join the stream. Started the X-Wing. Just to try to get people to join that. Thank you, everybody who's in the chat. Thank you for my subscribers. Thank you for following. If you don't follow, give it a follow. If you don't subscribe, consider subscribing. And then, we're going to get going here. And, okay. Checking that. Great. Thanks for putting up with all those ads and such. We've got another half an hour of the stream, 35 minutes left of this stream tonight, and then we're going to kick things off. When I did this the first time, I said this, I did these wings wrong. You know, it's the X wings. They open up the X, close the wings. I did it wrong. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm excited to right my previous wrongs. One thing, obviously, I think you would agree this is a high-grade kit in that there's like this wing is all one piece. This wing is all one piece. Like that's very high grade of it. Yeah. Okay. Great. So let's put together some wings for our X-wing. This could be a pretty short build here if my movements are right. I feel like it might not take too long. I hopefully won't have to take this apart and reassemble like I did on Pose. Boosted gun X-Wing. I said Gundam. I'm kind of excited about doing another Star Wars kit. I have a couple in my Amazon wish list just to kind of break things up. I love Gundams. I love building Gundams. I got a couple Lego. I got to put more Lego in there. Next month I'll probably update it with some Lego. I got some Pokemon. What I need a one-day kit for PAX Unplugged. Later in November, I'm going to go to PAX Unplugged in Philly, and my goal is on Saturday is to do a live stream. And if I don't actually do a live stream, at least film myself doing like a one-day kit on Saturday, because I'll do something on Thursday here, but I'd still like to do something for y'all that Saturday, even if it's not the normal time, because actually it can't be the normal time because at 9 o'clock that night I got a 404-inch show, which will be live and people will be able to watch, and I'll host it. But which is a thing I can do now. I can host my own shows that I do at PAX because they'll be on Twitch, and I can host them on my Twitch account, which is pretty cool. So you'll be able to watch that. That Saturday is going to be a good day. We got lots of good, silly entertainment for you. League of Heels will be in the morning. I'll be in the evening. If you're going to PAX Unplugged in Philly the weekend before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, I should say, coming and seeing our show is 100%. That Saturday is the day. I'll be there the whole weekend, but that Saturday is going to be pretty cool. All right. So we lock that into place. Okay. Let's be forward since it's the front. Great. So that's the front, and then we're going to do the bottom by flipping it to that. And then we'll put on B16. I have not watched the latest trailer for Star Wars. I will. I try to avoid trailers. It helps that I don't watch a lot of television. It helps me a lot by not seeing trailers, and also that I have YouTube Red by having Google Music means that I don't see a lot of trailers on YouTube, so I can avoid lots of it. But I'll probably watch just because I want to see what's going on. I've been able to avoid it. I'm not like no spoilers kind of a guy. I mean, I don't want spoilers, but I'm not like, I don't cry about it, or not cry about it. I don't like freak out and get incredibly mad, even if it is justified how mad I would be. All right, so put that there, and then this goes to this. That's not right, is it right? Okay. Pardon me, okay. Did that right, did that right. Great. Just kind of getting this going. Don't want to screw this up. As I said, when we did the pose boosted X-Wing, I messed all of this up and had to redo it, and that was annoying. So I'm trying not to do that with this kit. I'm going to open this up. All right, so this is going to be our page 1. This is all steps 1, which is just finish the wings. And then step 2 is like assembly, and it's annoying. All right, so we did that. That's done. Oh no, we still have to do more. So then we're going to make sure that we're doing this right, that this is facing the right way and doing what we want it to do, and all of that good stuff. So we don't have to do this over and over and over again. So C22, C14, and C4, C2. All right, great. This is already a little different than when we did pose. I think this one came out first, and then they did pose later. So there's some differences in assembly, which is good. It's mostly the same kit, but I am excited to work on a new project. I liked that last one, but I'm willing to take a moment off of Gundam before we do another one. But this won't take too long. This will be I don't know, probably just one more stream, or 2 more streams, I should say. A full stream on Thursday, and then probably next Saturday we wrap this up. That's in if we don't hit $150 on my Patreon. If we hit $150 before Tuesday, if we hit $150 on Tuesday, I'll stream on Tuesday. I'll say that. That's what I'll say. People were asking, like, are you going to stream this Tuesday? It's like, well, not until I hit the goal on Patreon. But if I hit my Patreon goal, I will stream it the next available Tuesday. As soon as I can, I will get on there and I will stream it up. And I'll stream 3 times a week. You know what, Isk? That's a tough question. I'm going to say that I like X-Wings more. I think an X-Wing is just a cool design. I like how sleek it is. I like the wings. I've always liked the wings. I think TIE Fighters are cool. Now an A-Wing is a cool, and a B-Wing. Those are both cool and underrated. But if it's between TIE Fighters and X-Wings, I'm going X-Wing. I think they're just very, very cool. All right, so I'm going to try to attach this. Some tiny pieces here, so I'm trying not to screw anything up. Get this attached properly. All right, and then I got to put C14 and C4 on here. So one of these is very tiny. C4 is very tiny, so I'm going to try not to screw this up and lose it, because it is very tiny. So anytime you're doing anything very small, like you can see, getting it in there, this is a very small piece. The one thing you don't want to do is have it shoot off when you clip it. So I often will have my fingers kind of on it while I'm doing that. And then I'm going to immediately try to put it on the on this piece here. Great, now it's on there. It should stay on there. I shouldn't lose it. You can always do a dab of glue if that's something that you want to, but obviously I'm not going to be gluing things here. But yeah, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. This isn't bigger than that one, but I'm still worried about it. So my fingers are going to stay on it as I clip it off so that it doesn't shoot off. And you shouldn't have things shoot off because, like I said, I have this set up so it's not snapping. I have to put some pressure on it. I'm doing some of the work there with my snipper clips. And then this will just go on like that. That sounds good. And then this goes on here. That's just our rocket on the bottom. B-Wings are the best. You're not wrong, Waffles. So, I guess when Star Wars ships, the thing that I like about it is that I don't know. Rick Rockman, I'm trying to think about like how to put this in a easy how to say this. Like, I like a practical spaceship, but like I like they did it like this because I like sometimes I like a story that has like reasons for it, because sometimes there are ships that are just like ridiculous looking and you're like, why would you build it like that? So I like stuff that looks like it makes sense to build. I don't know if I'm saying this right, if I'm describing this properly, but I like things that like you look at a thing and you go, oh, okay, you made this choice because of that. That's where this thing goes. I like my designs to be plotted out. So to me, an X-wing like makes sense that it like if the wings like expand and contrast, that it has like that it's like based on airplane design, stuff like that really speaks to me, and I'm not 100% sure why, but that's kind of how I feel about that. I've never been asked that, so I don't have like a great answer for it. A lot of times, you know, when it comes down to it, it's just you like what you like. The reason I like the Death Scythe the most of like Gundam Wing is that like it does what it's supposed to do. Like the Gundams, the 5 Gundams that are built, they understand that when they attack people, they're going to be perceived as terrorists. And the persona that Duo Maxwell has with the Shinigami is, I'm running the Death Scythe. I am here to murder you. That is my thing. I'm spreading fear. I have a cloaking system. I'm going to come in. I'm going to murder, and I'm going to leave. That is my job. That is the persona. That's why he wears a fucking priest collar, because that's like the gimmick that he's going with. He tells a whole story. It's not just like, I'm from a desert country. I don't know. I was an acrobatics person, so I have guns. Like, no. Duo's like whole deal is very much indicated in the Death Scythe, which is why I love it so much. I've also had more time to think about that answer. C-16. I've always liked worn ships. Oh yeah, yes. Oh, I mean the Naboo ships, like they could have made them cooler. They could have put some spit on them, you know, like they just chose to not do that with digital. But yeah, I like a I like a ship that's seen some combat, that's done some stuff that they've had to kind of patch as they go. I think that is a cool thing. You're right about that. All right, so this is gonna go. I don't know how this goes. Okay, so this goes in here like this. And then this goes, what we got here? Lala P, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thanks for popping in and giving me the follow. Appreciate it. All right, so that goes like this. Yes, goes like this, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, so we got through that step. Got ourselves some rockets and some weapons and some boosters and all that. All right, we're going to keep moving along. We're still on the same part of our X-wing, and then we will do the same thing on the other wing. This is like, yeah, okay, so that makes sense. I'm trying to visually pay attention to what these look like so that I don't add pieces wrong. All right, so I need some B and some C. We'll get some pieces there. Yeah, like I said, Zorbs, I agree with you. I like I like a worn ship. I like a ship that's seen some combat. I know some people that do detailing on their Gundams, and there's also always obviously model kits that do that, like a special edition that's weathered, and I think that's rad. I don't do much weathering on my kits. Uh, Very briefly, when I was into gun replica stuff, like movie gun stuff, I did a little bit of weathering. Um, I was Briscoe County Junior once for Halloween, and I weathered my gun for him, and kind of went with the whole kind of eased into the steampunk thing. Got the gun got like a replica of the gun, I should say, not replica gun, replica of his gun from the show, and then like weathered it further, like used YouTube techniques. Oh, and then I need B13. All right, we'll see what B's got to offer us. That's A. B13 is right here. We've got some pilots. And okay, yes, that's what that looks like. This is a good-looking kit. I'm excited to build it. I think these are fun colors here. So that's always nice. I apologize. I'm a little tired right now. I'm trying to keep my energy up, but I'm a bit tired at the moment. It was a long week. Look forward to. I basically was trying to catch up on my sleep from New York Comic Con, and having a bunch of shows and such. I'm a little out of it, but I'm trying to keep up with y'all and to keep the energy up for the rest of the stream. Obviously, I'll be back on Thursday, and we're going to keep building this, and I'll have a lot more energy on Thursday. Always try to bring that a little more hyped. So back at 8 p.m. on Thursday. We're going to keep building for a little while. Don't you worry. We're not done yet. But on Thursday, we'll be able to do a little bit more building. And I'm excited about that. All right. So that goes like this. And then this is the back. And then this goes here. Line that up so I don't have to do it over again. And great. It looks pretty cool. All connected. Bunch of different pieces. It's real fun for our engines. All right. Basically, my goal is to finish off this wing and at least start the next part of the wing. So we're back into C here. Let's see, C22. We'll just do that. Wait, we did it already. Did I? Sorry, hold on a second. Going back here. C13, piece C13. What is that one there? Piece that goes underneath. Pardon me. Trying to figure out what happened here, what I did wrong. Did I do something wrong? C22. Okay. Never mind, I figured it out. It's cool. It's all cool. I have to use the other C22. Very strange. There's two C sheets. What was happening here? And I thought I could use all of this one sheet on one wing and all the other on the other, but they have a different opinion of that. So I will go by their opinion and put this on there. Asmo 917. Well, what's the thing you enjoyed seeing and doing most in your comic? So, Asmo, my favorite thing that I saw at New York Comic Con. There's a couple things. Well, there's a couple things that stand out. One, the Cards Against Humanity show that I was in turned out really great, and I was pleasantly surprised how good it was. I knew it would be fun, but I didn't know how much the audience would respond positively to it. It did my heart well that they were so into it. I thought that was rad, and it was really fun to do. So that was great. I saw a person, and I retweeted it because I didn't take a picture, but I saw it, cosplaying as Sailor Moon. And not just Sailor Moon, a VHS box of Sailor Moon, like a Sailor Moon dub. So she's in this costume. She's great. She's got the whole Serena, like, white dress. And then she's also got a giant box around her. And the back had, like, printouts of, like, the back of a box. And it looked like a VHS box. And it was, like, so much detail and so much work. And just, like, oh, that was the coolest cosplay I saw there. It was so rad. I can't really, like, describe it properly, but it fucking ruled, man. It was so cool. So that was awesome. Trying to see if there was anything else that it was like, oh, I was near Mark Hamill. I didn't talk to him or anything, but I was, like, real close to Mark Hamill, and that was pretty rad. I was pretty psyched about that. That was kind of cool. But I would say overall, my favorite thing in the whole show was like that really cool cosplay, and then doing shows. Trin Garitano from Cards Against Humanity did a friend thing, like making friends and how to be a good friend panel that she's known for doing. That went really well and was really cool. And I met the internet's Iron Spike, who was a rad person. Who I've been a fan of for quite some time. Got to meet that person in person, and that was cool. Yeah, and overall, just saw a lot of friends. I don't see that often, even in New York, or people traveling. That was cool. Missed out on seeing Rich Gallup, and that's a bummer. Rich was down to do some live streams, and then his coworkers took an early train back, which was a bummer. So I did not get to see Rich. I'll have to wait until PAX East, I should say. PAX East, and I'll see him then. That was kind of a bummer. Wanted to see Rich sooner, but overall, good one. Good New York Comic Con. Happy I went. Psyched that I got to perform on the stage, on a panel. My shows went well. My YouTube channel has my the improvised postmortem that I did last Friday. That show is up. Abby Russell of Giant Bomb is on there. Bunch of awesome New York comedians. Mike Drucker, who, if you're a Giant Bomb fan, you may know some of his end of the year lists, and he wrote a couple things during the Austin Walker heyday of having guest writers on. He's written a few things. Mike did its show and it's phenomenal. There's also audio of it on my SoundCloud because the video isn't great. I'll do better next time, and I apologize over and over again for that, but I did a bad job on that. So, it's kind of interesting. So, we'll get to that in a second. Let me finish this piece here. 17 and 18. Okay. There's a piece coming up here that's kind of interesting that I'm surprised about, so I'm going to finish that up. But yeah, New York Comic Con was pretty goddamn rad. I had a good time doing it. I'm looking forward to next year. I mean, I got 2 more cons this year. I got GamerX East in the beginning of November. I'm doing 404ing it there. More details about that soon. And then have PAX Unplugged. I'm doing 404ing at both shows. So I got to fucking, at some point very soon, I've got to figure out the videos I want to show there and start bugging my friends to finish their videos so that we can so that I can get them. The GamerX East one, I don't know the exact times of that yet, but it's myself, it's Abby Russell of Giant Bomb, and it's Danielle Riendo of Waypoint. And then also someone else, because I had another guest who had to drop out, who's an awesome stand-up, who had to bail for work stuff. So here's the last thing we'll do on this stream tonight is there are 2 things we can do. There's 2 patterns. There's 2 pieces, and it's telling me that pattern A feels more like Luke's X-Wing, and pattern B feels more like the traditional X-Wing. So pattern A is C19. I'm going to look at this piece. And then pattern B is B22. It's kind of interesting. So I'm looking at these, and they are pretty much identical. And I can't really tell the difference. One just looks like it's deeper than the other. So I'm just going to do, we're going to do C19. We're going to do Luke's. I don't know. I don't have any strong opinion on it. I guess the pattern's a little different on Luke's X-Wing. So they're like giving me the option, which is honestly cool that they give you that option, but I didn't really know. I can't really tell you a lot of differences in the two pieces that they gave you, but it's cool that they're like, hey, you could do this. So we'll do that. And that's kind of cool. I can't really tell the difference between the two, but they're telling me there's a difference, so I'll believe them. And then we have couple more little pieces here that are annoying to put on, and then one piece that's not annoying to put on. So we'll do that next. Be here. We've got, sorry about that, hit the mic there. Don't want to do that. Yeah, so right now my plans are to keep doing the streams as I always do. Keep going on these streams just as normal until November, and then it'll be like most likely that Saturday, the first Saturday in November, which I'll look at the date of, is the 4th. I will not do an evening stream. I will not stream at all on the 4th. That'll be the first Saturday I miss since I started doing this, because I will be at GamerX East and have a show probably that night, which will not be live streamed, but I'll like tweet about it and make sure that everybody can come and see and knows about it. But B1, 2, great. So that'll be like the first day I miss. I will probably do my hope is to do a Friday stream that week to make up for it, and just do a bonus Friday stream. But I don't know right now if that's going to happen. And then occasionally people ask about game streams. I did that one extra game bonus stream where I played games. I'd like to do that again. My laptop can't really handle doing games and streaming as I've found. So I need to have my home PC, my desktop, be a little better for that. But I'd still like to do it. So that might happen in the future. All right, we got 2 more pieces we're going to put on, C28, and then we're going to wrap this up. These are kind of tiny pieces. These are some of the smallest pieces on this kit. So I just want to get it done now so I don't have to start with it. This was a little annoying on the last X-Wing we did when we did Pose Boosted X-Wing. And yeah, and then this will be the last thing. These are kind of small pieces, but they should go on pretty easily. What I don't want to do is lose them. And these little pieces are just kind of flavor. Instead of just being a pure piece, it gives a little detail and a little definition. As you can see, there's nothing right here by this rocket. And then when I put this piece on, it adds a little bit of definition to the side of it. Although it doesn't want to go on. So what might happen is I might have put the wrong one on. We'll take a quick look. No, these should be the same, so I'm going to give it a second, see what I did wrong. I'm going to try to take this off. Okay. Nope. Not sure why one of these doesn't want to go on, and which is annoying. This is going on just fine. This is like one of those things where I'm like, hey, this shouldn't be hard. I don't know why it is. It just is. I don't know why. This shouldn't be hard, but, well, it is. Especially because one went on pretty quickly. There it is. Yeah. Whoop. I'm definitely losing steam because I'm not saying complete sentences right now, which is not how I like to operate. I like to say words and have to come out of my mouth. But I don't know. This piece just doesn't seem to want to do what I want it to do. And I wonder if it's right. Oop. All right, well, I don't know what's going on with this piece. I don't know why it doesn't want to cooperate, but it doesn't, which is annoying. Because it should just snap on and then be, and then like, yeah, it should just do this. One did it and the other one doesn't want to, and I don't know why. I'm sure I just did something fucking wrong and it won't do it. But we'll get to that another day. So we got one wing done. We're going to get the other wing done in our next build, and then we'll assemble them together. We'll keep working on this X-Wing. This is our next kit. This is our new kit we're doing here. I'm excited to work on it and finish that up. Thank you so much for joining me today here at the Build with Baer workshop. Thank you for subscribing. We're at 25, which now ties us for the most we've ever had. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't done it yet, if you're using real money, it's half off until this Friday. So you could subscribe at any time, and it will be half off your first month if you're a new subscriber. If you're using your Twitch coin and you have to renew every month yourself, so do that if you haven't yet. We'll be back on Thursday at 8 p.m. I don't expect to go from $30-something to $150 on my Patreon by Tuesday, so there won't be a Tuesday stream. But in the future, there could be Tuesday streams. So check that out. Thanks so much. This archive will be up tomorrow for everyone except for my Patreons. They'll get it late tonight. That's it. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me, and have a great rest of your weekend, and thanks for hanging out in the stream. Bye-bye.